All right, we will edit this later. Listen, welcome to Thursday Thrive and Drive, hosted by not just me, Next Step Collective, where we help you make sure your next step is your best step. And today, let me check my quick notes here. We're going to talk about leading through change and uncertainty. That is a very timely topic in this country, in the US, and a very timely topic around the world. No matter what your line of work is, what your profession is, no matter where you are in life, either you're facing adversity now, you faced it in the past, or you will face it in the future. It is a natural part of life. So, what's one thing that you can do to lead your team well, or watch this, to lead yourself well, or to follow your leaders well when you're facing adverse times? Let me tell you something. Adversity is not a concealer, adversity is a revealer. Adversity reveals what's really in you. Adversity reveals whether or not you have the courage to lead during uncertain and tough times. Adversity reveals what is in you. And if you ain't got the right stuff during adversity, you'll find out, because guess what? That's what's going to come out. And it doesn't mean that it's over for you. It just means you need to make some adjustments. Course corrections, like when you're driving in your car and the GPS says, "Hey, not quite. Don't go left, go right." It's the same thing when you're living in adversity or living in uncertain times. And so, as you start to think about how you can handle it, one of the things that you can do when we're talking about adversity or leading through change, you got to figure out, one, how did I get here? Kind of like the GPS thing. How in the world did I get here? When we get in our cars and drive, we often we go on autopilot, so to speak, because we know how to get to the grocery store. We don't have to think about it very hard, or get to church or wherever we're going, those places, those common places we go. And then we get there, and sometimes it's like, man, how did I get here? And sometimes it's because our bodies are tired, our minds are tired. Nevertheless, you know how to get there on autopilot. When adversity strikes, that's not what happens, because it's not that you're new to adversity, because if you've lived even just a little while, you've gone through some adversity in your life. What it is, though, is that it's a new version or something new, a new opportunity. Adversity is opportunity. Write that down, because I don't. You can tweet that too. Adversity is opportunity. It's not that adversity is new to you, but it's a new adverse situation based on what you're facing. So you've got to figure out what you can do. You got to figure out who you are. You got to figure out when who you are at that moment. Maybe not who you are permanently, or definitely not that, but you got to figure out who you are at that moment, and whether or not you are made and built to face that adversity. And let me tell you something else. You don't have to face it by yourself. You don't. If you've got a team around you, let your team help you. If there's just you and one other person, let that one other person help you. One of the biggest lies that you could ever believe is that you have to face adversity by yourself. Hear me out. That doesn't mean that you'll come to something leading during a challenging season in your life or at work, and all of a sudden you're like, man, I I got to do this by myself, or I know I need to. There are times that you do need to at least get started on facing this thing by yourself. And then gradually, there are going to be people, there should be people, gradually, people who are going to come alongside you and say, you know what? You ain't got to do this alone. I got your back. I'm with you. And so, if you're facing adversity right now, and somebody out there right now watching this, listening to me, you're facing it alone because you've chosen to. Hear me. You don't have to do that. Ask for help. Doesn't make you weak. Doesn't watch this. Doesn't mean you failed. It makes you strong. It means that you are strong. Well, Eric, I don't want to be strong. That's okay. You don't have to be, right? But let me tell you something. When you ask for help, that's you, an example of you being strong. That's you. I'm going to go ahead and flex right here. Boom. That's you flexing. You like my guns? Boom. Yeah, that's you flexing on your adversity, flexing on the problem, and letting it know that, yo, I'm down, but I ain't out. All right. So, although it may seem like what's coming out of you during adverse times when you're leading through change, it's like, man, this ain't good. It's all growth, because watch this, you're learning what to do, you're learning what not to do. And all of it is going to help you and help you lead your team in the future. So, adversity, don't have to face it alone. Adversity is a revealer, not a concealer. And watch this, adversity, I said this before, adversity is an opportunity. It is an opportunity for you to show what you have been created, called, gifted, and skilled to do. That's right. It's an opportunity for that. It's an opportunity for you to do that by helping other people, by helping those around you, by helping them understand that, yo, especially watch this, if you're the leader, by helping them understand that, yo, y'all, I know it don't seem right now, and we're facing these hard times, but we're gonna ride this rough sea. We're gonna ride these rough waves, and we're gonna make it out. And as the leader, I'm gonna do my best, my very best, to help you ride this thing out. And we're all going to learn and grow through this process. I read a quote one time back in my corporate days that said, "Smooth seas do not a skillful sailor make." In other words, a sailor on a sailboat or on a ship, he or she, they ain't learning nothing by, man, it sure is just smooth sailing today. No waves, no wind, no storms, nothing coming down. If they did that every day, if they had those conditions, they were in those conditions every day, they would never learn how to sail properly when trouble comes. And inevitably, in life and on the water, or the waters of life, come on somebody, trouble will come. And you've got to know what's in you. And the only way to find that out is to allow the adversity to reveal itself. Sometimes we try to hide from it. Come on. I know I ain't talking to myself, just to myself. Sometimes we try to hide from it. Sometimes we try to run from it. Sometimes we dread it. Sometimes we, watch this. This is worst of all. Sometimes we even try to pretend that it ain't real. We're like, no, this ain't really, like it's just my imagination, like Star Wars. This isn't the adversity you're looking for. These ain't the joys you're looking for. Hiding from it, just like any problem, right? It's not going to go away. You can't run to another state. It's going to follow you, or it'll be there when you get back. And here's the thing. When you try to hide from it, it's going to get worse. Yeah, because then it's just going to build and build and build. It's like that phone call you got to make. And you really don't want to make the phone call. I know we don't really make phone calls like that no more, but we do have to sometimes. Like, oh man, I don't want to make this phone call. And then you make it. You finally get up the gumption to make the call. And then what happens? You get voicemail and you're like, yes. And then you hang up or you leave a quick message. Here's the thing. One of the worst things that can happen is that you get voicemail, because now you got to call. They're going to call you back, or you got to call them back if they don't respond. So what we should be hopeful for during adversity, during adverse times, is that, watch this, come on, the adversity picks up the phone. Come on, somebody, I'm teaching here today. We should hope that the adversity will pick up the phone. So that way it's no longer being concealed, it's being revealed. And that way also it reveals what's in us. Listen, my name is Eric J. Watts Sr. I am 1/4 of Next Step Collective, and this has been Thursday Thrive and Drive. If you want to learn more, drop down in the comments and say, I want to learn more. Look for us again for our Friday Plan and Expand, as we at Next Step Collective help you make sure that your next step is your best step. Until next time, peace.